Yes.
Did we have any business owners at all contact you to join in?
No.
We're rolling.
All right. All right. Good morning, everybody. Everybody
Good
here?
morning.
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 This is a meeting of the Administrative Services Committee. The members are Councilman Fred Richardson and Councilwoman Bess Rich, along with myself, Gina Gregory, the chair. We have on the Zoom link with us as well for this meeting, Councilman Joel Daves, Executive Director of Public Safety, Jimmy Barber, and Mobile County Attorney Jay Ross. Am I missing anybody?
I think Commissioner Ludgood is also on the Zoom as well, Ms. Gregory.
Okay. Just not seeing her, but if she's there, welcome Commissioner Ludgood.
She's showing up on my participant screen as
Right.
the-
Yeah, she's on.
Okay, all right. Well, very good. The reason we are meeting today is to look at a couple of resolutions to vacate some streets over by Metro Jail. The county commissioners and Attorney Ross have made a presentation to us already at the council meeting about the need for these vacations, what it would do, what it would look like. And there are some photos that you should have gotten yesterday, I believe, that give you a little bit more detail on exactly what it would look like. So to kick things off, I want to go to Director Barber and Attorney Ross and possibly Commissioner Ludgood to just give us another overview. I understand some meetings have been going on between the county and the city administration to maybe even tweak these, make some changes. So if you all would just give us an update as to exactly what's going on and where we stand.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go.
Go ahead, Chief Barber, you might.
Yeah, I went and met, the mayor and I went and met with the sheriff yesterday, and we also toured Conception Street and St. Emmanuel Street and looked at the build out plans for the Metro Jail as far as the changing of the Sally Port and how they're going to really restrict access to the building so that they can avoid contraband being snuck in through, especially on the Conception Street side.
Well, a new person, Frank Taylor.
That's our attorney. Chris is not here, so Frank is in.
Okay.
So the issue with the Conception Street side is that we have people that are approaching the jail and then delivering contraband into the perimeter of the jail on the Conception Street side. That contraband can be anything from cell phones to drugs to even weapons that can be used to either harm other inmates or the jail guards. And so an incredible problem that we have there. We did shut that down several months ago to avoid anybody going back there. And so the only traffic allowed behind the jail now will be delivery trucks, and that will come in from the Palmetto Street side, and then we'll take it out through the south side of Conception. That will, in the plans, will be gated so that they can control the access in and out of that area behind the jail. The St. Emmanuel Street side, directly in front of the jail, they're in the process of building out the misdemeanor barracks. They're going to make it a medium security barracks, so where they can house felons in it, and they will be moving prisoners back and forth between the main pods at Metro to the barracks or the medium security barracks. And so that is going to be prisoner transport issues, and that will also be gated off to restrict access or vehicles coming into that area. The mayor and I were both in agreement that those closures are necessary. There's quite a substantial amount of money that the county is putting into these build outs to increase the security of our Metro jail and avoid the contraband going in. So I'll stop there, and if Jay has anything to add to it, but we'll answer any questions that you have. But it is a serious public safety interest here. You're still muted, Gina.
Yeah, Gina, this is Jay Ross. I think that Mr. Barber has well articulated the county's position. It's the same today as it was last week. We appreciate the committee taking some time to think about it. One of the things that has changed, and I will say, there has been some discussion late yesterday afternoon and early this morning to between myself and Ricardo Woods and a bit with Jimmy Barber before this Zoom about, instead of a vacation, that we think the city council could vote to just close these streets. The impact to the county would be the same. And if ever in the future, the county no longer operated the Metro Jail in this location, then the ownership of the streets would, and the full use of them would revert back to the city, which it is now. So from the county legal perspective, we don't have any opposition to a closure approved by the city council to accomplish that. I will say, the only thing I would add to what Jimmy mentioned is that the intention here is to comply with some studies that occurred in 2015 and more recent. So the goal here is to make a full security perimeter around the jail for all the reasons that Chief Barber has spoken about. I did want to say that Sheriff Cochran had every intention to be here at this meeting, but he told me this morning and last evening he had a medical appointment for himself, which he felt like he had to, otherwise he would be here, and wanted me to say that his non-presence here is in no means reduced his concern about it. And B, it is my understanding from talking to the sheriff that tomorrow morning, I don't know the time, that Councilmember Williams and the sheriff and maybe others are going to walk around this, so at least Williams can see what's going on, particularly the Conception Street side.
Okay, all right. So, and is Ricardo on the call? Ricardo Woods?
He's here.
Yes.
Okay. So if I'm understanding everything correctly, then the only change would be, instead of vacation for these two, it would be for the council to just close these streets indefinitely, because we don't know exactly when, a timeline would be needed, rather than vacate these. And then if and when the jail should move or whatever happens to the property, then of course the streets would still be there and revert back to the city. So am I getting this all right?
Exactly. That's exactly it.
Agreed. Well
And
stated.
and you would still get the same benefit that you're looking for, which is to secure the perimeter of the jail and do what you need to do.
That's correct. And we're not building any permanent structures on these roads. Some fairly sophisticated fencing and gating over these roadways. But it would be no structure like a building with a slab and that type of stuff. So it could be movable relatively easily if ever needed to occur, if the jail ever ceases to operate in its current location.
Yeah. Ricardo, if you're on the line, can you just give us your take on how this would maybe benefit the city in the long run, to close the streets rather than vacate?
Sure, and it's threefold. Number one is it still gives us the same benefit of addressing the security concerns at the facility. Doesn't take away at all. And number two is, just like J. Ross mentioned, we would always have the option of having the streets returned, and it doesn't cut off forever some other development being there. And that's just something thoughtful that we wanted to look at. And then three is the vacation process. We walked through it and looked at it. This would be purely within the scope of dealing with the county and the city, a lot less complicated of not dealing with the state. And then because it's not permanent, it's indefinite, but not permanent, it gives the city and the county some options in the future. And I've talked to Mr. Arliss just briefly, and we discussed this last night, and of course talked to Jay as well, and it accomplishes the same mission with a lot less complication.
Okay.
Yeah, this is Frank Taylor. Chris said all we need to do is a resolution to close.
Yeah. All right, I'll open it up to committee members. Fred, Bess? Either one?
I'm here.
Okay,
Fred
Bess?
can go first. Oh,
Fred?
you want me to go?
I have absolutely no opposition to the proposal. In fact, the proposal today is looking brighter than it did yesterday. Because they're asking just for street closure. I think that is great. And I heard that they are going to dedicate a segment for misdemeanor prisoners. Those are prisoners coming from us. So we are helping ourselves along with helping them. So I'm in.
All right, Bess?
No, it all makes logical sense to do it in this manner. Streamlines it, gets it accomplished, allows for the flow to be appropriate. And it's a public safety issue. So yes, I'm fine with it. Recommend it to the council.
Okay, Joel, since you're on with us?
I think it's a great solution, and I'm delighted that the mayor and Public Safety Director Barber and Mr. Woods have been meeting with Mr. Ross and the county commissioners to come up with this least onerous way to address the serious issues we have at the county jail. So thank you to all of y'all for working together to come up with a solution that is probably the best under the circumstances we can come up with. Thank you.
All right. Well, sounds good to all of us. A nice, short, sweet meeting. Too bad most of our committee meetings are not like this. You know, the two that I have chaired recently, you know, the Administrative Services Committee meetings have been like this. So
It must be you, Gina.
It's the chairwoman.
It's also you and Fred and me.
Yeah. You're not dealing with public safety.
Yeah, true.
So,
Maybe that helps.
Tow trucks. Tow trucks are fun too.
Fun ones, yeah. Just some housekeeping questions. Lisa, you could help us on this. What do we need to do with this, these vacations when it comes on the agenda? Do we just table them? And then we'll have a new resolution?
Yes, we'll table them and do a new one.
Okay.
And that resolution doesn't have to be advertised or anything like that, does it?
No.
Yeah, we could just, it's a resolution closing a street
No
indefinitely.
cost. No cost to the
Yeah.
city.
So
And
we
we could take it out of order.
Mhm.
we can put that on the agenda for Tuesday and go ahead and get it done.
Right.
Yeah, because it's a topic we've talked about. We're just doing it in a different manner.
Right. There's been plenty of public shine on this.
Okay. Anybody else?
No, good meeting.
All righty. Well, that was easy. Okay. Well, thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you, everybody. Thank you, Gina Gregory and the council for considering it. Thank you, Jimmy Barber, for helping us get to where we need to be.
Hey, Gina.
Yeah.
I would like to have these parting words. I think the reason today is going so smooth, you had no opposition from the community.
True.
Okay.
All right, everybody. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thanks, Lisa.
Apparently, I must have